Alright everybody, welcome to your 24th AngularJS tutorial. I'm Mehul, and in this tutorial we'll be looking at factories in AngularJS. Now in the last tutorial I told you guys about factories and services. Now services and factories are pretty much same and do the same job, but there are a bit or two differences between those. And let's first of all look at what are factories in AngularJS and how do you write one. So from the last tutorial we have this code, the HTML one and the JavaScript one here. So I'll just remove the comments and let's just modify this code from a service to a factory. Now how we can do that, I'll show you. Now there's not a lot of difference between a service and a factory. The first one being, instead of writing application.service, you'll write application.factory. Now once you have done that, everything else in this line would be same, the name of your factory and a function. But in factories what happens is, instead of using the this keyword, you would actually make use of an object and you would just create a functions or your properties or whatever you want in that. So let's say if you create like random object as it is and initialize it as a blank object, and then what you can do is you can just create functions inside the random object dot generate like that, and you can make use of the num as well here. Now as I told you that this would not be accessible for the outer code as it is, so what we'll do is, to make this accessible, we'll just return it. So once we return it, all these properties etc would be available to the outer code as well. So the syntax for the latter is same, and we'll similarly do like random.generate with the help of random object. It doesn't matter whatever the name you use here, it should be just the factory name should be right and the function name should be right as well. So now let's just take a look of it in the browser, and once I click this, you see we get 4433 or whatever, and I guess you might have guessed by now that factories are also singleton in AngularJS, and similarly they would return the you can say they would just create one instance and would just return the reference of that instance every time. So that's how factories work in AngularJS, and in the next tutorial we'll be looking at a few differences between the two, and I'll also suggest you what you should use and when, or probably we'll be looking at providers in the next one. So that's all for this tutorial, and thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and that's it.